This government has moved the health budget from $60 billion in 2016 to $140 billion in 2023. You would ask the Jamaican people, what have we gotten so far for this increase in budget? This government has moved the health budget from $60 billion in 2016 to $140 billion in 2023. You would ask the Jamaican people, what have we gotten so far for this increase in budget?
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives.
Look on the Chinese them. Not even Igla. They won't get a chance to sell on the roadside. Watch them. Imagine them get the wholesale them in Jamaica for rent. And the roadside left for black people and then come and take over the roadside. So no tell me no. Look at this. Look on them.
Wagwan family. Good evening. You got mail. We got news, people. We got news. Bridge collapse in a Portland. And the Constitution Amendment kind of expose fixing it. I don't think it has been explained to the people then. And there's an op-ed in the Gleaner. We're going to get to it on the hidden agenda of this so-called Constitution amendment, where I believe say the man who hold the office now have no integrity, shouldn't even touch no Constitution. That got 4 years now. Statutory declaration cannot be certified by the Integrity Commission. No sign of code of conduct. Pure corruption swirled on the name. You shouldn't touch the Constitution because, like I said last night, I believe that they are trying to, tailor the Constitution to fit snugly around a criminal, to insulate that criminal from prosecution. But before me get this up, the bridge of collapse and the Constitution, may I get to something that people don't want to hear this too. Fenugrease. When last time you hear that? Fenugrease. What that name? What that mean? Me no know. Fenugrease. Look at the screen. The government of Jamaica. My little sister Keisha Dixon Smith, a teacher, renal failure patient, has not received her salary from Ministry of Education since July 2022. Despite being on medical retirement, don't let her die before she's paid at Andrew Ones, at Fayeval Williams, at Dr. Morris Dixon. Wow. This is sad. I'm not going to read it, people. Someone does send it to me. Jaja. It's sad. So, Andrea Dixon. My youngest sister, Keisha Dixon Smith, worked in a system that failed her. She has to be on private dialysis at Hargreaves Hospital in Mandeville at 15.5K per treatment. Thanks to her family who has been there with her all through this. The wait for her salary from the Ministry of Education has taken forever with no end in sight. Now I am left with no choice since her file is somewhere languishing in the dust on someone's desk. If she was related to a politician, for sure she would be paid her salary. Andrew Ones, the Fayeval Williams, and Dr. Morris Dixon, this matter requires your urgent attention. Her files lies on the forgotten desk at the Ministry of Finance awaiting approval for her salary and back pay to be dispersed. Keisha's story is not unique to the common man in a Jamaican family. However, her condition has taken a turn for the worst. Let her be given the opportunity to even eat half of a ripe banana from her years of service. As a family, we can hear her cries as my mother, brother, and sister watch almost helplessly due to the severity of her pains. She has no procedure to do for the last 4 months. She has one procedure to do for the last 4 months, Mandeville to Kingston Hospital, and to date, it has not been done. No, months of neglect has now contributed to her further decline. Honestly, she has worked in a system that has failed her. Jaja. Remember, I did a video on a teacher who was retired, and she said for the past 2 years since she retired, she don't get no money. She said if it was for some fruit trees in her yard, she dead be hungry. She said she hold bills and bill collector come for them money and stuff like that. People take out furniture and appliance, hoping that they would get them, them local pension money to make them payment whole. So she said she going through a lot of stress and whole thing. I did a video on that. I wonder how many other teachers and just public servant in a world going through this in a Jamaica. We also read about where the people in Jamaica will work for Christmas, the last Christmas job where the government claims to them give them. Some of the people not getting no pay people. Couldn't take out them kids for Christmas, couldn't buy them the toys and an extra pair of sneakers for Christmas, even though you work this Christmas job. Wherever you it's a Christmas job, don't you not get no pay. Christmas come and gone and the people not get no pay. What is going on in this government? What is going on in this government, people? Now, let's go to the bridge in I don't know what is happening in Vaslan. No, like seriously. I don't know what going over there. If somebody salt, Portland salt, or them bring the salt and it's go there. I don't know what is going on in Vaslan. It's just mayhem after mayhem after mayhem, natural disaster after natural disaster. And let's go there today. Now, I'm going to play a video for you. It's a month old. So, Portland I face it. And on top of this, another bridge collapse. Portland people, do you think them ever going to fix the road will collapse, plus the bridge will collapse, and all this thing we're going to Portland, in a Vaslan? Let's take a look at this news.
Now, over in Portland, blocked roads caused by landslides have been the order of the day, causing misery for residents. We have the details in this report.
The hurricane season ends in just 4 days, but it is not ending quietly, and the people of Portland are feeling the brunt of the inclement weather. Each day seemingly brings a new disaster site. Sunday was a breakaway in Bangor Ridge. Tuesday, a major landslide along Coopers Hill Road. The landslide blocked a part of the main road. Until work crews arrive, the community can't be accessed by vehicles. Anne-Marie Vaz is MP for Eastern Portland.
What we are seeing is that we are having landslides now all across the constituency. As a matter of fact, it's across the parish, because it started in West Portland from earlier in the week, and now we are experiencing similar situations. Coopers Hill is blocked. We are waiting on a tractor to clear this critical road, which is the road to the hospital. We have had trees falling on homes, a lot of flooding, and people are cleaning up. And we are getting the agencies and trying to get private contractors to come and help us to clean up so that we can get back to some normalcy as soon as possible.
This was the scene in the parish capital Monday evening. Shin-high water gushing through yards and the streets like a river in spate. The end result, the road to the public hospital covered with debris, while the yards and gates of a few residents also blocked. One farmer said 2 of his goats were washed away in the heavy rains.
If you grow up, you can't have goat, and the crop is spoiled, the crop and planting, and with animal level. I lose goat and take crop, I don't lose 2 goat a crop.
Some roads in the parish have now been reduced to single-lane traffic. We saw some motorists trying to navigate what now resembles obstacle courses. Other motorists, though, have not ventured out, which has had an impact on schools.
Teachers can't go to school, children can't leave go to put on to school, and things like that.
Some of the residents and small business operators affected by the flooding sprung into action and began cleanup work Tuesday afternoon after the rain eased, a sign they are willing to help themselves. But they say they need some help from the state.
Look what I go on now. You see here, sir? This is a crossroad for the river, And I see twice water meet right here, sir. So you see, not until the government build a grind from down there forward up, the community now stop flood out. These 2 rivers need a grind. You understand? So maintenance. So right now we are saying, watch now, Mr. Government, whosoever you be, watch now, project in the community. See?
And with more rain in the forecast and some low-hanging, glum-looking clouds around, many of the residents fear they are not in the clear just yet. Prince Moore, TVJ News.
So, when you see what go on in a Portland, that is over a month ago. And what we are seeing in the news right now, it's a bridge collapse. This is devastating, people. This is very devastating piece of news we're about to read. So basically what we're seeing right before our eyes, the infrastructure, a collapse, no maintenance. It's just like only thing I maintain a 28 bank account. Honestly, I don't see the maintenance. I go on. For nothing, boy. We talk about the courthouses. judges and lawyers and clerk of court now have nothing, nowhere to go and use the bathroom. You understand what I'm saying? We're seeing that. Roof a fall out in a courthouse. When rain fall, they have to get bucket, courthouse a leak and flood out. We see where they move from the inside the office, inside the courthouse to the sick bay, because the office that they were in at the courthouse is bad. Air pollution is just not fixed, nowhere about ya. Only thing I fix are more apartment buildings and accounts. You understand me? Nothing not fixing. Yeah, I don't but promises around here. We also see where the people from Trelawney came out and fire shot upon them promises. So what is going on in Portland as we speak today? We're going to go to Portland and we're going to see what's going on with this bridge. Now, let's go to the photograph to see if we can get a visual of what is going on in Portland out of the book of the Gleaner. That's Craig Mill Bridge in Portland collapsed under weight of a truck laden with stone. You see that? What happened to the driver and who did upon it? Let's read. The National Work Agency is reporting that the Craig Mill Bridge, located along the Buff Bay to Whitehall Main Road in Portland, has partially collapsed. The NWA says the structure, which was rendered unsafe and closed sometime in 2018, partially collapsed under the weight of a truck laden with stones. Manager, Communication and Customer Service at the agency, Stephen Shaw, says the bridge was not to be used by motorists. A detour road was constructed in the vicinity of the bridge. Motorists had been encouraged to use this route. Shaw says physical barriers had been erected at both entrances to the now collapsed structure, but the impediments were routinely removed. Shaw says the National Work Agency intends to replace the bridge and that the process to having these done was underway. The bridge is one of 6 that the NWA has on its priority list for replacement. The list includes the structure at the Troy Trelawney, which is now under construction. Anybody can send me any picture from Troy Trelawney, because we're an idiot. The only construction I see came from Troy Trelawney was that time when that grader that machine gonna go dropping at the tear down the bridge. Remember that? And from that, we don't see none of that work. So anybody know anything about Troy Bridge, any new pictures, send it, come give me. Cause see them say so in the writing, you know. So construction is underway at Troy Bridge, you know. And the last time I look, I see nothing go on. Even the other day, I do video on it. I say, why go on with Troy Bridge? Shaw says the NWA intends to continuously maintain the detour road, which sometimes become impossible during flood rains. Persons are also being reminded not to attempt to use this section of road where the river is flooded. So now, the bridge tear down now, so not even foot can't go on it. So if you have youth used to go to school on a bridge, people a long time the bridge about it. It's not the first time the bridge are coming at the news. It's long time the bridge are bad, and I'm warn about school youth to pass a bridge, and holes was in this bridge. It coming in the news before. So what is going to happen to this bridge right here? I don't believe that them are fixing none of this government. The government broke. I go on and I promise everybody everything, and nothing now fix. I'm going to prove it to you today. Say appear, promise him a promise. So Desmond McKenzie did a day a promise on Rasta some things. I say, Kuya. Them a Rasta and them stop smoke weed and they not meditate or what? Eh? That Rasta run behind the party. Well, from its inception till now, they are against Rastafarian. Rastaman, you know. That Desmond McKenzie can come. I promise you to stop Rastaman and to sit down there. I suck it up in on the pipe. But let's read something from the Trelawney residents. Broken promises. Trelawney people are wake up. As the years draws to a close, several residents of Trelawney are taking the national's political other leaders to task for failing to deliver on numerous promises. In fact, some residents believe that they were deliberately misled and taken advantage of by those who once appeared to care about their needs, but have since failed to follow through on their commitments. Listen, Trelawney people, you know, and I miss so, and them about out. These are the kinds of things that cause people to lose faith in politicians and other public officials, say Bev Smith, as she ruled the yet-to-be-mounted Usain Bolt statue in Water Square, Falmouth. Bolt is celebrated the world over as the greatest sprinter ever, but these people refuse to properly celebrate him in the parish of his birth, she contended. Plans for the Water Square monument was first announced in 2019 by Sports Minister Olivia Grange. You see how long that? Because 2020 was election. You see what my promise now? Because next year, an election, same thing. So this was 2019, Babsy Grange promised them this Usain Bolt statue. I'm going to tell you what them do to convince the people them, like I said, they will even spend money, they will waste your own tax money to convince you with a lie. Plans for the water sport monument were first announced in 2019 by Sports Minister Olivia Grange. She said it would have been mounted in short order. At 2019 that. At 24 now. Remember, it was 2020, the election, people. So we know what now? 2024. So it's 2025, the election. So here goes the promises again. Sprinkling, showering like rain. And the people suck it up every time. You know, before me come on for that video, earlier me I think, me say no, say, me don't think so nobody in the Caribbean or the world can take con like a Jamaica people, you know. It's like we're designed to take con. Anybody can tie me out a bush, put a piece of rope like a goat with just a promise. Me come back in 4 years, man. Me come back. Me I come back here. Me I go buy one 2 bulla, man, and so me soon come back. I don't think nobody else in the world can swallow a can like the Jamaican people and drink it with some fresh tank water and digest that and go to bed just for a promise. Jamaica people. But them Trelawney people, them wake up. Let's read. I'm going to tell them people, the Trelawney people, them write down every promise. Plans for the water sports monument were first announced in 2019 by Sports Minister Olivia Grange. She said it would have been mounted in short order. However, despite preparatory work, which include the Jamaica Defense Force creating a base for the statue, nothing else has happened, much to the chagrin of the residents of the parish. So you saw them go as far as using the JDF for the political stunt. Use the JDF to make the base. So it was 2019. All they need, I forget the soldier them to come make the base. And they run around and say, yeah, man, I put up both statue in a square, man. Yeah, man, I see soldier don't put up. Yeah, man, a serious thing, man. See soldier don't put up the base, man. Yeah, man, soldier put you up, man. They put the soldier them out there to con the people and PR stunt. To con Uno. They couldn't believe that the statue had come. This is from 2019. That was 2024. This is 2019 when it was 2020, the election. 2024, 2025 is the election. Here goes the promises again. And Jamaica people still follow it. Eh? The people them say, the Jamaica Defense Force creating a base for the statue. Nothing else has happened since that. So them use the JDF in a political stunt manism. In a political stunt, them use Jamaica Defense Force. I must have personal security guard, soldier force. We don't know what I'm going to say. Let's listen other promises. Another unfulfilled promise involves Prime Minister Andrew Ones. No man can promise like Andrew Ones. If first 100-day promise never come true, no promise would have better the promise not come true. Me not see none. If you see it, show me. Another unfulfilled promise involves the promise I go promise them things to and they write it down, you know. Chila and the people don't forget nothing. Another unfulfilled promise involves Prime Minister Andrew Ones pledged to build 720 housing units on farmer sugar land at Parnassus and the outskirts of Clarkstown as part of the efforts to revitalize the town. La 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 la. People, here them come again with the promise in 2024. You know? Clarkstown, Trillan is still away upon promise. No come true. Everybody come over there. Babsy Green, Desmond McKenzie, Andrew Ones. Everybody lied to the people them. And the people them write it down. And it in the paper. They say Andrew Ones say build 720 housing units. But listen to the plan where Andrew Ones have him say bring people in the community. And the people in the community are going to get some. The housing unit was not for the people of Trelawney. It was planning to bring people from outside. Because housing trust now, you know, is not like a housing solution for the poor, you know. It's like an investment, you know. That's a housing trust I run on Andrew Ones and Norman Brown, you know. It's like an investment. Me not see it no other way. If anybody see it no other way, please explain it to me so we can clearly understand how housing trusts are run nowadays. So himself in pledge to build 720 housing units on farmer sugar land at Parnassus and the outskirts of Clarkstown. All know people. Nothing happen. They say, however, residents claim that since the announcement, not even a spoonful of sand has been dropped in the area. However, residents claim that since the announcement, not even a spoonful of sand has been dropped in the area. Why? Andrew Ones that, man. I don't know. Keep... But I'm much money for don't believe anything a quarter them people about, man, especially him. Just a stone's throw away from here, there's a place named Parnassus. The government of Jamaica, through Housing Agency of Jamaica, will be building 720 new housing solutions. We will be breaking ground for that this year. Andrew Ones are telling people that, you know, we will be breaking ground for that this year. In fact, in another couple of months, when those are built, so they're supposed to be built in the next couple of months, you are going to have an influx of new people coming into the area, in addition to the people who live in the area, who will get some of those houses. Ones said in February as he campaigned for the local government election. La 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 la. Me say a certain politician can leak pa on a man and number one and number two for the people them. I remember when them just tell lies so everywhere them go. My God. Yes, man. Me know say such man responsible for the destruction of Jamaica. A long time I say it, you know, so I'm poison to Jamaica. So let's see what I'm going to chill on the people. They are also voicing dissatisfaction with the government's failure to repair the road between Clarkstown and Duncans, which has become a series of ditches, making it a hazardous route for motorists and pedestrians. In Falmouth, Mayor Colin Geiger is facing criticism for not repairing the historic Albert George Market in Water Square and for not fulfilling his promise in implement a cashless system at the municipal market, a move that was expected to boost the town's income. Promises to reopen the Wakefield Post Office and the Wakefield Market, which were made by local government minister Desmond McKenzie. La 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 la. Everybody come lie to the people, but Trelawney people not forget and them write down every lie and everybody who come in and lie to them. What a fart a go on here. Let's continue to read. Promise me say Desmond McKenzie. I promise the Rasta them the other day. And these Rasta just sit down and listen. Make this a man tell them nonsense. Rasta don't know Desmond McKenzie. All right. Promises to reopen the Wakefield Post Office and the Wakefield Market, which were made by local government minister Desmond Mackenzie and Tavola Hamilton, the member of parliament for Trelawney Northern, are also drawing frustration from some residents. The post office, which served Wakefield, Drumley, Unity, Bunkers Hill, Friendship, Deeside, and Hamden, was closed in 2021 due to deteriorated state of its building. Not no fix under this government, you know. Not no fix, not no repair under this government. You couldn't repair it, you tear it down. Right? We still away on the reopen at the clinic health center, Pipespen and Pisgah. Did they open those yet? Pipespen and Pisgah. They were closed, I think, January this year, and it was supposed to be a 4-month project. I did videos on it. Pipespen and Pisgah. Just shut them down the business where people are going to get them prenatal or the local blood pressure check. During a tour in October 2023, Mackenzie and Hamilton said they would be moving to retrofit an unused market building in their community to house a new post office. You lie, you know? Boy, Jamaica people, boy, adding that a container would be brought in to provide indoor space for the post office on the advice of the Postal Corporation of Jamaica. On the advice, it even goes further to make it look good. On the advice of the Postal Corporation of Jamaica. Who not get it? Man, not get in the post office. I know. Trelawney people, they don't forget it, they write it down. All the promise and everybody who promised them write it down. Every parish should I do that. Every single one. Every constituency under both Labourite and PNP. In Ulster Spring, anger is mounting over the failure to construct a $42 million fire station, which has been promised since 2017. Backside. So, on a promise the people in the fire station since 2017. Let me go see what I go on with this fire station. Because people, me say, they might come promise again. I promise again, people. We're not going to buy it. Mr. Speak nice, they have to fool them. Speak nice already and him come back again. Mr. Speak nice, they have to girl them. People. In a general degree vice. Mr. Speak nice, they have to fool them. Come back again. Now stop fool them. But the people of Trelawney, me never know say, they may write down stuff. And him never know, nobody never knows say they write down stuff. Write down all the lie when them tell them. And everybody who tell them lie. Now, they might talk about the fire station now, where them never build. So let's get to the picture of what they did. People may say they will spend money to trick you. Clear the land, drop couple load of sinting. Here, waste taxpayer money, a fool no money in people. People, a few money in them waste and a feed them money in them now go in at the bank, go pull out for the money and do up all over it like them do for money, you know. You see what I said? No, people. Them now do that. What them do is use taxpayer money to trick taxpayer. Right? Use taxpayers' money to trick taxpayer. So the people at Trelawney now have it. See the fire station there. All that is there of the fire station is just a pile of mall. Bush clear and a grow back. Better man go plant some weed in there. Don't. Bush clear and a grow back. Lord God. The post office, the road, nothing no fix. The market, nothing. Who come here, people? Who come here? Come on, we know where the money there. See the thing there. See the picture there. in Ulster Spring. This is Ulster Spring, you look on there. Anger is mounting over the failure to construct a $42 million fire station, which has been promised since 2017. How long they promise it? Since 2017. This government promised everything. When I idiot people, they gonna promise everything: the sky, the moon, the star, give it the mountain, I'll give it the world. But see the fire station, you see there? They will go the extra mile to fool you. They will get the army to come build the base for Usain Bolt statue. They will spend money and they call it millions of dollars. Can you imagine how much money they must spend? So? Millions of dollars to clear bush and start drop some material there. So they must build fire station. People, these are from 2017. Don't make them fool you again. These people now plan to build Jamaica. They plan to fatten up them account and build more apartment complex. I've never seen so many apartment complexes going up by politicians under no other government, no other administration. They are not there for nothing. And it seems as if some of the PNP them to get in on the game. Start put up for them apartment complex too. We just talk about the councillor who have to withdraw from the committee, NSWA, KSMAC, for building a 3-story when a 2-story for build. So everybody and their mama are getting for the apartment complex and then poop and their sister and their pick and everybody. That's all them coming there for do. Not to work for the people them. Then remember them people after them come tell them lie. But the people them did remember and them write it down. This is $42 million. Then speak, it's a $42 million fire station which has been promised since 2017. So was there a $42 million or it was all a lie? Or to use the $42 million? Because I think the people of Chilani no worth a brand new fire station. May I ask? The $42 million, what happened to it? Did it go back to the consolidated fund? On the thief it? Or they never have the money in the first place? Why don't I promise the people them? We just con them again and just game the people them and trick the people of Jamaica. Think them a big old idiot and a claff here. We are fufu. We are idiot. Give them a next one because they are dummy. Tie them out a bush pan piece of rope like we are goat. See the people from Chilani there. See them there? They write down every goddamn promise and who promised them. From Desmond Mackenzie to Babsy Grange to Andrew Otis. Everybody and their minions. Let's continue reading. In Ulster Spring, anger is mounting over the failure to construct a $42 million fire station, which has been promised since 2017. In July 2021, Mackenzie said ground will be broken for the construction of the fire station with a month, although within a month. So see there, look at the picture. Mackenzie said ground will be broken. Remember them promises from 2017, right? Every time election around the corner, they promise the people them. Forgot them again. Come back 2021. In July, Mackenzie said ground would be broken for the construction of the fire station within a month. Although ground was broken and the site was prepared in 2022, it remains abandoned and overgrown. See, I look on it right there, so taxpayers. So the money there. Me said they will go out of the way. They will get the army to come out to prove a point. It's all PR stunt. Nothing but con and games and trickery. Nothing I fix, even though them can fix it. Only thing I fix a 28 bank account and more apartment complex, offshore account and all type of nonsense in an office. You cannot serve the people and not do the personal goodies while in the office. PNP and Labour Right. None of them serve the people them. Because it is allowed for Jamaican politicians to serve themselves while they must serve the people. None of them out there now do the people in business. A part-time, we hire them to work for. When we elect them, we never know say a part-time job will not come do. We never know that. We think say politics was going to be a full-time job and nothing else. You guys don't separate yourself from nothing. You cannot work for the Jamaican people. You guys are self-serving, self-centered, selfish politicians in Jamaica. Some under PNP and some under Labour right, especially this government right as well. Country can't run someone. We are pay a politician. Like the mayor. Think about the mayor, the PNP mayor, councillor. We are paying him to raise free business while he's in the office. The councillor. He might get good pay because politician get raised. What the people them vote him in every day of your working life until you come out of office should be for the people. Where you find time for you to do this, that, and the other? The Prime Minister's wife. She's elected in office to work for the people. Where she find time of her life? I construct an 800 million apartment complex plus other things. How this politician manage them own how them juggle them huge business and poor people life same time. People who are not being served. They must steal taxpayer time. Time is money. If you're a company, if you work for a company and you're doing this, it is called stealing company time. If you come at work to work and every minute you stop and go in the parking lot and go in your car trunk or sell stuff out of your car, and the company clock, while the clock don't stop ticking, it's not on your lunchtime you sell it, It's when you should be working, you take a quick break while the clock is still ticking. You go in your car, in your locker room, go and sell stuff out of your locker or out of a car trunk. That is called stealing company time. You can be fired. That's where the union can help you for that. That's called stealing company time. Now, if you hire a politician, you vote for them, right? If you come in, come do your business, and they might do business on the side for themselves, full time, they are stealing taxpayers' money because you never pay them for that. You pay them for do your business. You never pay them to pause the taxpayers' business to go conduct them how much apartment complex or whatever business. We are not being served in Jamaica, people. We are not being served. And this is a practice at both parties, both sides. So if this practice is allowed to go on both sides, tell me which one of them I work hard for me. Point upon them, tell me. Which one of them I work hard for me? Now come show me look a PR stunt on camera and want fool me believe some boy every day I do that. Don't try to trick the people them. Which of them politicians out there work hard for them own apartment complex? Them own bank account and personal business. The one of them are grifter. Most politicians are grifter in Jamaica. Most of them PNP and Labour right, Most of them are grifter people. I not ground the thing, people. I tell you. Them coming there for grift. You never come in there for help the people. You come to help yourself. Or you conduct the people and business and your business at the same time. If one require more time and effort, I mean, where you going to put that time and effort? For the people business or your personal business? We already know the answer to that. Let's read. Similarly, more than 1,000 residents of Spicy Hill who were promised piped water through a $34 million water project. What to the $34 million? Because what the people must say, I know they're not getting the water. What to the $42 million for the fire station? The people don't get the fire station at dirt, did they? What to the $42 million for the we allocated for the fire station that are $42 million. However, another $34 million water project are heading into the new year disheartened by the people are disheartened by unaddressed situation they were led to believe would soon be resolved. Peer con, them kind of people of Jamaica. Peer con, nothing now go on. So when you hear them politicians come round with them promise, look here, man, it's up to you to believe them, We can't tell you what to believe. Because when we believe anything, and when we looking at the Caribbean, them can't trick nobody in Jamaica like how they will con a Jamaican. May I tell you, man? A Jamaican can hold a con. You can con a Jamaican and it's swallow it. Politician can con we. What they lie there? They can tie out a bush like goat. And we believe them. Yeah? No. Peer con and trickery are going on. All the new constitution, what they amend. We're going to touch that right now. Because the things were idiot. Big up people from Chilani. Look like gonna see the light. Tired of the con and the tricks. They can remember everybody will lie to them and con them, the people of Chilani. And every parish and every constituency in Jamaica, it should be the same thing. It no matter who you vote for. About time when you start look out for yourself, man. How do the people? You said all of them have big old apartment complex for Jamaican people. Who knows say PNP and Liberate is in on it. Come here, Jamaican people. Come in and lie and go on the thing a backside. Who knows say PNP and Liberate is in on this apartment. Come in and get rich shit quick. Who knows say PNP and Liberate politician in on it. I swear to God, you can't blame one alone people. People who say them politician about PNP and Liberate, them are allowed to come in an office. Remember, you know? Them ask to raise a pay. And them take it. They never ask and then take the raise a pay people. This enormous raise. I get 300% raise. But still, when they come and work, then I give them all. Now I give them 100%. So I ask all the time, how much percent of a day will you give to the people who vote for your office and pay you for work for them? How much percent of the day? So how will you find time to conduct on a personal business? Jamaica people that been served by both PNP and Liberate. Let me tell you the goddamn truth, if truth be told. And if you want a country change, you have to speak the truth. Everybody in on this get rich quick scheme. Everybody, people, apartment complex, big building, big riches. Everybody coming the poor, all of a sudden, everybody is in on it. I want to look at it and grip to not grip the poor people. Them. The whole I want to leech out for the poor people. Them. Nothing can fix on their politicians who think like you have on the mindset. Who not coming of it with a patriotic mind and spirit and energy to help build Jamaica. Who not coming there to get rich because when you see others get rich before, don't want to get rich too. Both PNP and Labourite are doing the nastiness while they're in the office. While they're in the office, they might put a big building. It seems as if everybody are wash their money in a construction. It's not just the Labourite doing it, and I want you guys to know this. We can't just blame the Labourite them alone. I know the Labourite them alone and put up apartment complex. Why them in the office with the big enormous raise over give them? So them can't pipe on nobody. Both of them are do this Rastafari. Where they get money from? As everybody come in the apartment complex, where the grass car them get money from? Anybody know? Where they get the money from? Hospitals still don't have freaking toilet paper, don't even have wheels. Listen to these people.
We called her, and we asked her if she could get my dad a bedpan, a urinal. Them not have none. And she talked about, this is early in the morning, the lady talking about what she's going to eat for lunch. So we have all these people in here, doctor, nurse assistant, they're all having a good conversation, laughing, talking. Other people coming in. I remember an older lady had a stroke and she came in next to my dad, and oh my God, the family was so upset because they weren't even treating it like an emergency. The woman was having, her right side of her face was just droopy, not opening her eyes. Back to my dad's story. So he was supposed to go to the bathroom. He kept complaining because there's a pressure in his bladder because he's getting fluids. My sister and I had to get my dad up, all right? And the IV pole, no wheel on the IV pole. So guess what? My sister have to lift up the IV pole and me have to hold on to my father and get him to the bathroom so he could pee, all right, with a neck brace. And then we're in the bathroom, no toilet paper, none. Anyway, I improvise. I left my purse outside because I didn't want a phone or nothing, so my husband are outside with my purse. I get one look up piece of toilet paper after my beg and get my father wipe up, bring him back to the bed. You should see myself and my sister with the IV pole. Lift up the IV pole because it can't drop on the ground. You understand? And that's how my father was able to pee after getting IV fluid in the hospital. And no matter how we ask what's going on, everything was on slow motion. no CT scan. He needed one. It took a long time for some Chinese doctor come around and say X, Y, and Z.
The disgust of them politicians, man. The one of them just seem to want to come get rich. Just get rich. You're in there to serve the people. When the Rastafari, you find time to do all this shit for in the office. When you ask up your raise, when you get worse. Everybody want to get rich off of the back of the poor people and tile it now in the hospital. When you keep the place nasty. Me I'll show you something right now. And when you tell me if them none of them boy I keep them apartment complex or them I keep our hospital. You look here good and say them boy are care. Me say them have no time for us. Them have time to put up a luxury apartment. Them luxury condo. Them have no time for we. We are just part-time. We pay them, you know. With our money, they are used to conduct freedom business for our time. Stealing taxpayers' time. Look at this here.
A Sunday Gleaner probe has revealed a wanton breakdown in sanitation and maintenance at 11 of the island's public hospitals and health centres. The probe canvassed facilities in the parishes of Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Hanover, St. James and Westmoreland. And it featured 7 hospitals and 4 health centres. Bathrooms were located in accident and emergency rooms and other areas frequented by the public. The Savanna-Lamar Hospital seemed the worst among those examined in the probe, with broken plumbing, water lock-offs and bathrooms that doubled as janitorial storerooms. At least 4 of the locations visited were without running water. At others, toilets had broken or removed flush handles. Some were without toilet bowl covers and had mucky floors. Authorities blamed unscrupulous visitors for some of the damage to the bathrooms, claiming that persons are stealing toilet components and stationery.
Plastic PVC pipe, face-based and toilet we have in your house. A hospital we are talking about, you know. You need commercial grade toilet equipment in there. And that you need in there. Piece of plastic PVC pipe. Shit now work about you. You want to bet them boy and girl the apartment complex or look so? You want to bet them apartment complex or look so? They're busy. Now pay no attention to fluorescent thing. The one of them just busy and get rich. Corruption is our biggest problem. And I hope Donald Trump will start putting foot in them teeth in politician and neck. So the people them stop running from these islands and these countries. From teeth in politician where exploit everything. And we can't stay home or go home. Because corruption keep away from home in the people. And the big gun we look at youth them have. That is just a problem, a symptom of the problem. The bigger problem will come from top. Now, before we go further about with this constitution, we're going to try to disguise and hide in it. And I don't think, Andrew, have integrity if you touch the constitution. Man don't even pay taxes. It got 4 years now, his statutory declaration cannot be certified. And this man still going to talk about my amended constitution. I'm going to show you next video. And you want to tell me, these people, not the hospital, call the family and tell them, say, them mama pass. Them here say the mama pass from the graveyard, from the dead house. So you tell me when I hear this story, say, them not either saving lives at Jamaica. Them either sending you to the dead house. If the dead house are the first way, reach out to the family instead of the hospital. Something is wrong. Let's listen.
Them at the hospital, why does a funeral home contact me before the hospital? How did the funeral home get my number?
We were contacted by a funeral home to say that our mother was not the hospital. No doctor, no nurse contacted the family.
I was about to leave my home for work Wednesday morning when I received a call from a funeral home stating to me that if I have a debt. And I said, who is this? Where you get my number from? She told me that she got my number from the hospital. I said to them at the hospital, why does a funeral home contact me before the hospital? How did the funeral home get my number?
Can you imagine that? You can't make that up. Your mama there at hospital. Last thing you know, she was alive. And then you get a call from the funeral home, not the hospital. They don't respect you that much. They don't love you that much. Funeral home, call we. Funeral home, call we. Say we mother drop out. What a thing, dear Lord. Not even toilet paper, them not have. This other clip is a U.S. citizen was in our hospital. She don't understand the protocol. She don't know, say Jamaica not give her toilet paper and all them things. So she and herself, but she don't understand why I go and walk up to the counter and check out what the nurse said to her.
I've been asking for tissue since I've been here. Yeah, but this is not. And there's still no tissue in any of the bathrooms. I've been asking for tissue since I've been here. I've been asking for tissue. No one's giving me any tissue. I also need another diaper. I need another diaper and I need some tissue. I've been asking for tissue since I've been here. Now she's mad because I'm using paper towels. What else am I supposed to do? Can I have a diaper, please? This shouldn't be like pulling teeth. This you don't provide those personal things for patients. How am I supposed to know that when I'm not from here? Okay, so somebody should have informed me.
Good God. Not with toilet paper. When Mr. Tufton a brag how much money them put to the budget.
This government has moved the health budget from $60 billion in 2016 to $140 billion in 2023.
So that means that last year, we had an extra $80 billion. One would ask, where the money there, Mr. Tufton? Where the money there? How the hospital them look so? Only too busy, everybody. I take care of them own business. And the personal business are mixed up with government business. The money are mixed up with government money. People them too busy taking care of the personal business. They don't have the time for us, people. They're too busy. Like we vote for them to come in. To come handle them business when Prime Minister tell we say. Remember I tell you about the job letter them and performance and all this nonsense? For who never remember, hear this.
All ministers under the new Jamaica Labour Party government will be given a job letter. That job letter has a timeline of 2 years and 6 months with key performance targets which are agreed upon by the cabinet, focused on two things: economic growth and job creation. Everything that they do must lead towards economic growth and job creation. Failure to achieve those specific targets within the time period are consequential. And then secondly, they will get a 90-day target. In other words, we want to be able to give a report card on the first 100 days of achievements. So they will get a 90-day target that they must achieve, and these are what we call the low-hanging changes that can be made within the first 90 days. And all of that is aligned to our manifesto.
People, we don't want to hear lied promise. This is about kill with promise or not till tomorrow morning. You know? Promise after promise after promise are not happening, people.
A government without a growth plan. That's how opposition leader Andrew Holness has described the Portia Simpson Miller administration. Mr. Holness poured scorn on the government's handling of the economy as he made his contribution to the 2015-2016 budget debate in Parliament on Thursday. More in this report from Tanika Thomas.
For opposition leader Andrew Holness, the government's 3 year in office is tantamount to failure. He says little has been done to ease the financial burden Jamaicans are faced with. Making his budget presentation in Gordon House on Thursday, Mr. Holness argues that Jamaicans are worse off today than they were in 2011 under the former JLP administration. Holness claims rising food prices, a devalued currency, and high unemployment are just some of the failures of the Portia Simpson Miller government. To bring across his point, he returned with his favorite analogy, the food basket, demonstrating how spending power has diminished drastically for a minimum wage earner. He compared what a low-income earner was able to afford in 2011 versus 2015.
This has no oxtail or curry goat. This is the reality of the People's National Party government and the facts of Jamaica. This is what you can get in Jamaica now. You can still get that tin. You get one tin of sardine. You can only get one tin of mackerel. This is the best demonstration of where the country has gone under the PNP.
Mr. Holness contends that a JLP government would do better at managing the economy. He says if the economy does not grow at a sustainable rate of at least 5%, then the IMF stipulations will become unbearable for national.
Unbearable for national. We never grow to no 5%, people. At least not the economy, somebody bank account and the money, but not for the poor people. Now, let's get to this piece of news here. Rosalie Hamilton wrote an op-ed in the Gleaner, right, about this constitution reform. What am I hiding tonight, people? What am I hiding tonight? I believe they need more people to come explain this constitution to the people, so them can understand what a change I want going out. But today, Rosalie Hamilton, let me see if I find a picture of this beautiful woman. As she, right? She write an op-ed in the Gleaner. I'm going to read it for you guys about what am I hiding this amended constitution, what am I try to push out here. All right. The Constitution Amendment Republic Bill 2024 was tabled in Parliament on December 10th. This is the first legal step in the process of reforming the Constitution to establish a Jamaican Republic. The process requires Jamaicans to vote in a referendum about the legal framework that will interpret the future development of our country. But what exactly will we vote for? The bill contains a complexity of issues. Some I support, but others I reject and sees as dangerous for Jamaica's future. So Rosalie Hamilton sees some of them dangerous for Jamaican future. And I'm sure that's why the PNP is not in on it with them, because too much nonsense tonight. What's in the bill? The bill repeals the Jamaica Constitution Order in Council 1962 and adopts the second schedule, the Constitution of Jamaica, as domestic law with the following changes. Number 1, removal of the British monarchy as head of state. This is way overdue. Number 2, replacement of a Jamaican president as head of state chosen by the Prime Minister through a parliamentary process. Number 3, entrenchment and electoral commission of Jamaica. Number 4, modification of rules for citizenship rights and legislative processes. Number 5, recognition and formalization of national symbols, emblems, and items, including the flag, anthem, and motto under Jamaica's jurisdiction. Number 6, retention of the parliamentary cabinet system of government. The most consequential and troubling aspect of the bill is number 6. This really means that we will be asked in a referendum to accept directly or indirectly unfettered top-down governance in the structure of government that concentrates power in the hand of the Prime Minister and cabinet. Further, the bill will consolidate and strengthen prime ministerial power through 1, Section 11, amends Chapter 4, which establishes the procedure for appointment of a president via a simple majority vote of both houses of Parliament and ensures that the PM will always have his or her choice of president. And number 2, Section 17, repeals Section 35, which enlarges the Senate and includes appointments by the president. By controlling the appointment of the president, we face an unacceptable risk of the prime ministerial influence of the president's senatorial appointments. This means that the PM with a 2/3 majority vote in the House can easily achieve a 2/3 majority vote in the Senate to effect critical constitutional provisions such as the period of disaster and period of an emergency. Listen to the part because me hear about this long time. A policeman tell me about the other part I'm about to read long time. While the safeguard is maintained for amending entrenched and deeply entrenched provisions, there is concerns about extending states of public emergency without an opposition vote. So you see where Andrew Holness want to go? He want to have the state of emergency without no vote. Do it on a whim. No plan for no crime to reduce crime in Jamaica. Just brute force. So this government, as you can see, their plan is to continue to use state of emergency. So they're willing to amend the Constitution where they can squeeze out the opposition voice. They do not need the opposition vote for no state of emergency. One policeman, they tell me this a long time ago. And I told the guys before, and the first method of this, one policeman, they tell me. So what Andrew Holness is about to do is change the Constitution where him can go lock up anybody and nobody can say nothing because it's going to the law. Because remember, the government lost several cases in the Constitutional Court where they lock up a lot of Jamaicans and they weren't charged. And Jamaicans were in a jail for a long time under the state of emergency. So they violate Jamaican constitutional rights. And even though the court find state of emergency unconstitutional, Andrew Holness always brought the law and I see nothing happen to him. Nobody get no slap. I just tag along the same way. So what is happening there now? Remember, the government tried to appeal the ruling of the court to pay millions to the youth of Jamaica in Montego Bay. His case came up first, which set the precedents for other cases because there are other violations too of constitutional rights where the government lock up a lot of Jamaicans without just cause, without charges. And that one youth case when earned millions of dollars from the government, you, taxpayer, it opened door for other Jamaicans to come out and sue the government, and it's a sure win because the government went to they take it to the appeal court and the appeal court kick it out. There was nothing to appeal. So the government lost the case. So the government must pay the money to the people who wouldn't violate. So you see me talk about people. So now you see Andrew Holness, he don't want to pay the money, he don't want to go through this again. So how, because we think people talk about this from the platform before, you know. How do you go around this? You change the law. Because how the law stand right now, you need the PNP to vote for to help you with the vote for Zozo, right? State of emergency. And Andrew want to go in on his own anytime he want to, and that's why that in the Constitution. So this beautiful lady on the screen, I tell you where them people are planned to do. Me not trust them, you know. See that woman? Me not trust them, man. Anything such man want, they're willing to give the man. They're willing to go on top of the mountain. Yeah? They're willing to throw them career, them integrity, their character, and our big old trailer truck for Andrew Holness, it seems. So, you know, he want extend state of emergency without the opposition vote. You know what I say? Jamaica, this is so concerning to Uno. All right. Let's read. This is frightening. Is this the kind of republic that we want? While many of us want to decolonize the state and end the legacy of a British head of state, do we really end this colonial legacy with unfettered power in the hands of any prime minister? No. No, we don't. Especially not with this prime minister right now. Dangers of retaining cabinet dominance. Since 1962, unfettered authoritarian power moved from the governor's hands to the hands of the prime minister, leading the cabinet embodied in its 69th of the Constitution. It was deliberately designed so that the prime minister is a dictator for 5 years, according to Wills Isaacs in the Joint Constitutional Committee 1961 to 1962. This view was strongly endorsed by Edward Seaga, who noted that only one minister must rule. The retention of this type of parliamentary cabinet must have cabinet system of government perpetuates an authoritarian system of government. So you know see what going on, people. Dictatorship. And that right in the Constitution for you here on the stage they play a game boy. This means that cabinet will continue to dominate the legislative and executive processes locally and nationally, with no adequate oversight by the members of parliament, MPs, and the people of Jamaica. Many Jamaicans understand this authoritarian design through the fear, intimidation, and submissive behavior felt with a cabinet minister's words or actions. These behaviors, in turn, undermine institutional integrity and democratic principles when compliant civil service promise morality and legal guardrails to support authoritarian dictates. It limits freedom of expression and discourages civil participation and advocacy due to the fear of reprisal and victimization. So many simply give them out. You see, right? Give them out. So they hold them corner or fall in line. Others migrate in search of opportunities for self-actualization and personal growth. Compliant behaviors produced by an authoritarian system of government are encouraged by political leaders who exploit partisan division to consolidate and control their base of support. This fosters polarization of ideas and weakens societal cohesion necessary for building community networks and strengthening democracy. What has emerged over decades is self-perpetuating cycle of individual and community dependence, i.e. licky politics that undermines self-reliant pursuit of self-determination and socio-economic development. Today's rapidly changing world demands that individuals, firms, institutions, communities, and even government innovate and reorganize in response to new challenges, such as response are in a bit of compliant. People, this man, in my plan to go, in my go and place the people where some of Jamaica people now go. And we can't have a system we set up where it look like say they might give all power to this one man. Member, can't impeach him. Member, him don't want no impeachment tonight. So no matter what them do, no impeachment. Member, at the same man, we promise with impeachment policy when they might come in. Member, as an opposition, that was one of his 100-day promise, impeachment process for crooked politician, term limit for prime minister, set date for election. None of that. Because we are idiot. We don't have no sense. We are idiot. My vote in the referendum. During the Constitutional Reform Committee's public engagement, the response to these concerns about governance and the authoritarian structure of government was that it would be addressed in a subservient phase of constitutional reform process. This contradicts the stated object and reason for the bill to retain the parliamentary cabinet system of government. Among other things, the bill as presented clearly indicates that there is no intent to change cabinet dominance. This suggests that there is no intent to empower Jamaicans or our communities to confront the modern challenges we face. No, people. This is sitting there under such man, on a mad somebody, man. The man, they're wicked and dishonest. Redesigning government and establishing mechanisms for effective oversight of the cabinet and effective people participation in public and lawmaking are minimum requirements of any meaningful constitutional reform to establish a republic where the Jamaican people are sovereign. People, this is enough for we. This is a constitutional reform and not for the PNP, not for the Labour right, and not for the way. Leave it alone. We better we stay in England right now. We can't handle no black man, not too wicked. Black leaders are the worst. I'm not glad for come on. For what? Let me ask you the question. What the benefit of leaving England? May I ask anybody else? What the plan black leaders have to lead with in a positive, honest way? What is the plan after we come out of England? Let me ask. What the benefit for leave England? All right. It is time to end inadequate parliamentary oversight of the executive action that made it possible for $3 trillion in unaccounted expenditures to accumulate over 11 years. Our children deserve a better future. So if the referendum decision is a direct or indirect vote to retain the parliamentary cabinet system of governance without governance changes, my vote in the referendum is no. Me hear your sister. Enough hanky-panky are going with this constitution. They believe it. May I ask you, what is the benefit of leaving England right now? Tell me. Under them a corrupt politician where Rabia Blind and England is still attached to it. Can you imagine if we rip England away from Holland? We're still under England, you know. And these politicians get to do what them are doing in the office. Can you imagine if ever Jamaica will rip itself from England? What is the benefit? No, sir. No, sir. So, you see why I go on, people. This is a right constitution, it seems, to fit snugly round such man. Yeah. Put a ring and a wall around him so he cannot get prosecuted. So man, I got a court, I tell the judge to remove the part of the act that is to investigate illicit enrichment. Imagine the Prime Minister who should have protected and guard the purse of the country. So if you can't trust the Prime Minister to guard the purse, that you are go to the court, want the removal of the part of the Integrity Commission Act that investigate illicit enrichment. As the Prime Minister, you should be asking for that. If you as the Prime Minister cannot do that, we cannot trust you with the purse. How can we trust a Prime Minister with the purse when the Prime Minister put a gag order on politicians and the illicit six so that the taxpayers can't know who are thief them tax money? You can't make that up. The Prime Minister who should be guarding the purse, his sole job is to guard in the purse and work for the poor people of Jamaica, the citizens of Jamaica. But instead of work for the citizens of Jamaica, in protect, in bridging them in a politics, so they can hide what they take for the people. Imagine this, the Prime Minister, who should be protecting the purse, surround himself with a bunch of men who don't look so clean. Election a come, walking around the country, have the man campaign trail, running up them out, corrupt as hell. Giving away spark program money, reach program money to some thieving politician, the illicit six. All the while I block them from the watchful eyes of Jamaicans, so we don't know who are the thieving politician them. Jamaica, what is here? That's corrupt, so. And this man who blocked the Auditor General for independently find out what the $1.7 trillion were missing from his office. There was a $3 trillion missing. We don't know how the Auditor General are going to investigate this. Because the Auditor General came out and said the Prime Minister was blocking the independent investigation of the $1.7 trillion missing from Favour, Tufton and Prime Minister office. So now we have $3 trillion gone missing. The Prime Minister's going to cooperate now. I pay corruption are going on people. Why don't have tidy people in the hospital? Them boy are busy. I fat them pocket. They're not busy with me. Such man don't have a lick of integrity to touch our constitution. Man have no integrity. Your statutory declaration cannot be certified, bro. You ain't boiling not too much corruption, bro. Your integrity is questioned. You don't have no impeccable integrity. You don't have no integrity with good boy. Your character is questionable, bro. So you get to go touch our constitution. Everything gonna do a generalship. The people working at Christmas all know they don't get $1. Everything gonna do a generalship. Promise to reduce the commuters and JUTC bus. Come January morning, come Monday morning, when them things say the fear are gonna reduce. When you tell them say they need a smart card. Trick them in because they never announce the smart card when they announce it in the parliament. Right? And in no time, people, I don't think the people them enjoy the reduced bus fare for 2 months. Them take it back for the people them and fling up back the bus fare to 100% back up again. Them promise the taxi driver them to reduce, to give them a pay raise. The taxi driver them to reduce them fare, to increase their fare, remember? And just, it was in April this year and last year, but it was April. Faz and Nigel go meet with the taxi driver them, and go tell them, say, do not raise them. Remember them promised them in an election, you know? And after they go tell them, say, don't raise them fear. Deceptive. Deceptive. Them cannot be trusted. In 2020, such man, Nigel Clark, one of them, run on this retirement package for hotel workers and all of that. Retirement package, yeah. Retirement package. Pension package, rather. Pension scheme. Remember the pension scheme? What such man talk about? Pension scheme. Only to find out after the man win in a 2020. Remember 2020 election him run pan that, you know. Remember me pay attention and me do videos on it. This pension scheme where Imam Nigel Clark talk about. So the workers in Jamaica can get good pension. The hotel workers and all of that them throw in. Hotel worker get swelled up and them run go vote for him because I say, boy, a pension scheme. Nothing nicer than that when we get old, never look a pension I get. That sound good. Hotel worker run go vote for the party behind the promise. Guess what happened to them? Almost immediately, almost every hotel worker turned contract worker. You tell me, say the hoteliers them figure a way to go around the government and the government not see it, or the government go sit down with the hoteliers them and teach them how to screw around over the same people them with them lead. How is it the hoteliers them come up with this contract workers as government? Remember they used to have a few contract workers before. But since them announced the pension plan people, retirement package for hotel workers who spend decades working in the hotel system, and when they finish working, them have nothing to forget. They end up on the path program, have big money that me and you have to take care of them from taxpayer money. While the rich boys in the hotel, when they pay no taxes, get duty-free imports, pay the people them $2 an hour, get the fire off gone and don't pay no into the people them pension package. All of a sudden, almost all the workers in Jamaica turn contract workers. That is a way for these companies to get around the pension scheme where you hear the government talk about. But how did these companies get there? Did they just out off at the top of them head say, boy, chuck me now, this is what the government has said. They're going to figure a way to screw these workers out of them pension package. By every 3 months, the worker have to sign contract. Every 3 months. People were there for years. But every 3 months, you have to sign a contract and government not see that. Government is something wrong with that. That means you not come off a probation. If every 3 months you have to sign a contract, that means you don't come off a probation. Every 3 months, you have to apply for the job over and over and over again. So that means you're on probation for years. You never meet that threshold to get no benefits, no retirement, no dental, no health. These boys don't care about the people. They don't care about them people. May I tell you? They allow these hoteliers to rob from the people them. So the promise of that 2020 about the pension scheme, it was all another lie. Just like the lower bus fare for the JUTC rider them, when they fling back up, they raise back up to 100%. Just like on the increase in a taxi fare that they promised the taxi driver them. I know the man don't get it. I remember they were behind. Because the last time when a raise came up, the taxi driver them only get half of it, them split it in a two. And they were supposed to get the next raise. So each time we get a raise of pay, and the taxi driver they get a raise of fare, them are ready behind. So when they hear such man come out and talk about say your salary is $15,000 a week, you are already behind by about 10 years or more. Believe me, that $15,000 salary a week, that's about 20 years ago. Honestly, that's about 20 years ago. Talk the truth. That $15,000 a week salary, what am I bragging about now? That salary is old and behind like 20 years ago. So them don't even catch up yet. It's just like the taxi man them. They don't catch up yet because them promised them a fare raise years ago. Them will get half of that fare raise, and I wait for the next one. In an election, them said them will get it. When the man one time for the man and get it, no Vaz and Nigel Clark gonna meet with them. Them not get it. So them behind, taxi man them, behind in a fear, years behind. So when the government say, okay, we look at hike up on the fear now, put a raise on it, the taxi man them still behind. Workers in Jamaica, we not get 15,000, we not behind. This is not even catch up. $15,000 is 20 years ago. That's how behind we are. If it was 20 years ago, $15,000 could make a difference in Jamaica. You are behind about 20 years ago, people. But guess who made them salary current up to the time? Politician. Politician make them salary over current, more than current, future. Future. Think about that. But the only people that try to catch up, the police, the soldier, the regular worker, them, the teacher, John Brown, Harry Tam, everybody will never catch up. $15,000 is 20 years old. You're behind, 20 years behind. 300% raise is futuristic. Past the current, gone into the future, because nobody getting that amount of salary in the Caribbean. The Prime Minister's salary is next to the Prime Minister of England salary. So I show you, it's in the future. It's a type of salary where they're not worth yet. They're not deserve yet. Shouldn't be considered yet. That's the type of salary a politician give for themselves. Everybody is 20 years behind. Eh? This brother were corrupt, so I talk about touch constitution, amend what? Man, go man. Go fix your character, go amend your character, Andrew Honest. Go and amend your integrity. Go and amend your bank account and your business dealings. Go and amend your conscience, bro. Because you look like you don't got none of the above. That you need to go amend your integrity, your character. Go amend that. You understand, woman here? When they push out for a wheelbarrow, she has a fear integrity. Because when Andrew Honest done with the woman, not even drunk or want even yam. Eh? Look how you think say this smart and bright. Eh? You make idiot push you out for a wheelbarrow every minute. You make fool and push you out for a wheelbarrow every minute. What you believe? This is going to be the biggest accomplishment for you as the Attorney General? This is the biggest accomplishment in your career? So you want to push through this amendment? This constitutional amendment, woman galang back up where you come from. Tap me they push out for a wheelbarrow. Stop me the push up a wheelbarrow using it like Nigel Clark. No, Nigel Clark left. Without no integrity. No Jamaica people respect Nigel Clark. No more. I remember Nigel Clark just coming the earlier years of Nigel Clark used to talk on social media of Nigel Clark could be the next prime minister. Nobody in Jamaica ever think that way now say Nigel Clark can be the next prime minister. Nobody, not one man. Remember that. It used to be in every comment section, Nigel Clark, the next prime minister. Nigel Clark for prime minister. Tell me who know woman you think want Nigel Clark for prime minister. And in the same way, how Nigel Clark integrity nasty up. Yours is going to be worse. Yours is going to worse, woman. DPP, who left with a cloud of suspicion, and now she come back. What she come back for? It's suspicious. This is a woman had integrity in my book. No class DPP no got in my book. Just the way does inject yourself and come back out here. Woman, Riverton dump on the integrity down there. So from Andrew Holness, come down. No integrity, no did the people. We expect to get out of this. Deputy Prime Minister named there in WikiLeaks they call criminal. And the man who had named there in WikiLeaks they call criminal is the Minister of National Security. You can't make that up. Tell the Prime Minister to amend his character and his integrity. That is what need amending. Go amend your finger then, Mr. Prime Minister. Go wash your hand them, they're too sticky. Go amend your finger them, boss. The Prime Minister finger them too sticky. Go wash your finger them. Go wash your finger them good with dirty girl soap. Cumberland Road, you come from upside grass yard. You know what dirty girl soap is. We're an idiot. Go and wash your finger them with dirty girl soap. Finger them too sticky, Mr. Prime Minister. Your heart too dirty and mucky. You can't touch a constitution, boy, man. When you look at the head, man. Anyway, people, tell me what you think about this video in the comment section. As usual, I am a student in everybody's class, yeah, so make sure you comment, make sense in every sentence. You see, for the first time for the platform, I like my work and my presentation. Come and put in work in my work, you know. Go ahead and subscribe on this platform, your home. Yeah? Go ahead and hit the bell and hit all. So anytime we go live, when you can come in the comment section. Respect to each and every one of there, so. Everyone there, so. Every Jamaican there, so. We're tired of thieving politicians. And anywhere we see them, we and them in a war. Whether them are PNP or them are labor right. Anywhere we buck them up. Not your people. Verbal war. We're tired of them people. We're tired of them. Make we look out for ourselves now, no man. About time. We look out for ourselves, you know. Jamaica people, you know, so we don't look out for ourselves. We look out for politicians and cuss out each other. We don't look out for ourselves. We don't look out for ourselves. Whether PNP and Labour right, we claw each other all the years of our life. People, we love you know. My name is Jamaican Carlos. Put yourself first, please. I'm out.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame. What a travesty. Calls for us to think and think deep.
Madam Speaker, tomorrow the government will act to demolish those structures been illegally erected.
So there are two separate investigations that emanated from the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. I want you to discuss that for us and tell us what were those two separate investigations. One relates to the omission of information for which the Director of Corruption Prosecution ruled, and then the second investigation was around illicit enrichment.
Well, I would say on the 4 accounts, there were 2 related to his parents put his name on, one with a former constituency manager, and another one. Now, it's important to look at the detail. The Director of Investigation said he brought to Mr. Holness's attention on 3 occasions that his name was in fact on the accounts. And in spite of that, Mr. Holness did not declare those as part of his declaration. Secondly, and even more importantly, the Director of Investigation found that in 2 of those accounts, monies were flowing through the accounts from accounts solely controlled by Mr. Holness and to accounts solely controlled by Mr. Holness. So in essence, he's saying Mr. Holness said he knew nothing about these accounts, but funds are flowing in the region of millions of dollars. Deposits put in today, taken out the following week. 2 accounts controlled solely by him. So the question is, was Mr. Holness being truthful when he said, well, it's my parents' account and I don't know anything about it?
It is alleged that I had omitted bank accounts from my declarations, and one of these accounts was incorrectly reported as a US dollar balance by a financial institution. These matters were cleared as the accounts in question, by my recollection, were dormant, previously reported, and the balance in them were around Jamaican $3,000 and 200 euros. Other accounts were identified and alleged to be belonging to me, but undeclared. Some of these accounts were opened by my parents as far back as 1975, and my name later added, probably while I was still a child. Many Jamaicans add their children to their accounts for survivorship reasons and in the event of emergencies. I have never claimed these as my assets, and I am satisfied that the Director of Corruption Prosecution ruled that there was insufficient evidence to support claims that I intentionally omitted bank accounts from my declarations, and that there is greater evidence to support my explanation as opposed to evidence to the contrary.
That is why we did something like the reverse tax credit. Never before in Jamaica's history where the government is giving back to people who earn less than $3 million per year. Never before happened. That's a way in which we are making sure that the dividends of the good economic management reaches to the people. Yes, good economic management can yam.
Not good news. So, the growth we have been having has come to an end. It is now decline. That's where we're into now. And as you heard from Dr. Henry there, for calendar year 2024, we are going to end the year poorer than how we started it, collectively in terms of our output of goods and services. Not good. And therefore, making the connection, the Prime Minister would have been aware of this. He would have been aware of this, or ought to have been aware of this. Hence, what we heard from him on Tuesday, because he would have known that, listen, the economy has stopped growing.
Where are the appropriate checks and balances? That's the question being asked by accountability watchdog JAMP. It comes following an extensive dive into the Auditor General's report into the various ministries, agencies and departments. O'Shane Masters reports.
In January, the Gleaner reported a $1 trillion crisis. But further checks by accountability watchdog Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal JAMP has put that figure to $3 trillion. the serial offenders, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. The Education Ministry has not given an account for spending, which totaled $902 billion. Similarly, for 10 years, the Health Ministry spent $695 billion, for which it has provided no documentation, and the Labor and Social Security Ministry has not accounted for $53.4 billion. But while that is the case, the accountability watchdog and political analyst and former parliamentarian Lloyd B. Smith has raised concern about the meetings of oversight committees, which are to examine these reports, which are sent by the Auditor General, namely the Public Accounts and Public Administration and Appropriation Committees. These bodies have met less than 10 times for the year.
It is extremely troubling because this is the people's business, and when we look at the backdrop of the whopping salary increases that our parliamentarians have been receiving, in any private sector organization, they would have what you call dereliction of duty. And in this particular case, that is exactly what it is, dereliction of duty. And unfortunately, we do not have a way to penalize these parliamentarians apart from every 5 years when we vote. And then a lot of voting does not take such matters into consideration, unfortunately. But at the same time, I do believe that some of the things we can do, for example, is name and shame.
Mr. Smith is even more perturbed at the work of the PAC and has lashed out against the opposition. That body, which is chaired by the opposition, only sat twice this year, May 28 and July 16.
It is very troubling, and we have to wrap the opposition party for this as well, because that should be part of their role, to be the people's watchdog. And of course, the media has to play its role in highlighting this particular troubling matter. But again, one would hope that in our parliamentary system, where there's a loyal opposition, that it should be more proactive and it should be out there championing this particular cause of accountability.
As for Executive Director at JAMP, Jeanette Calder, there is much work for the Jamaican populace to do, starting with the $1 trillion issue. She says it must be on the lips of civil society and the media at every press conference. As for ordinary citizens,
JAMP has access to information tool on its website. You just need to know who you want, click the name of the entity, ask the question, what have you done, Minister, about the fact that we don't know where this $902 billion went? Hit send, and the law says the minister has to respond in 30 days.
National in the Cayman Islands. Up first this evening, officials at the Bustamante Hospital are on the defensive this evening amid suggestions by the Health Minister, Dr. Christopher Tufton, that they should also take responsibility for some of the issues plaguing the hospital. TVJ's Kirk Wright spoke with Dr. Warren Blake, an orthopedic surgeon and consultant.
It has been a challenging few months at the Bustamante Hospital for Children. Orthopedic surgeon and consultant Dr. Warren Blake knows firsthand what medical staff had to do to keep the operations running. It is why he's concerned about the comments made by the Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton about the malfunctioning AC units in the operating rooms. The minister pointed to poor maintenance of the infrastructure by the hospital's administrators for some of the recurring problems. According to Dr. Blake, that's not the case. He referred us to a plan put in place back in April to fix the AC units in all operating rooms. He said if that plan was allowed to go ahead, problems with the AC units would be non-existent.
And that plan was to have been funded by the Chase Fund. The administration of the hospital was well involved in this, and when they sent to the ministry to get permission was denied. And the minister needs to also address the reasons why the permission was denied to go ahead with the plans earlier this year to fix the hospital. And it's because of this denial that's part of the major reason why we don't have any operating theatre functioning properly at the Children's Hospital at this time.
As it relates to suggestions that patients can do operations at the university hospitals of the West Indies, Dr. Blake says it's easier said than done.
In fact, one of our patients who were on the list for the mission was in fact sent to the university hospital to try and get her done through the hospital. She returned to us when she got an invoice for $1 million. All right, we were told that the invoice would probably have been waived, but when the mother faced with an invoice like that, she didn't want to go through all the problems to get the invoice waived, so she came back down to Bustamante Hospital.
Dr. Blake says for months now, he has had to be cancelling major surgeries because of problems with the hospital's AC unit. At the press conference, Minister Tufton also said it was difficult to get persons to maintain equipment. Dr. Blake stated the reason why contractors are reluctant to carry out servicing at public hospitals.
None of the suppliers want to maintain their equipment because they don't get paid. And if they do get paid, they get paid very late. So the ministry is looked upon as a very bad creditor.
Kirk Wright, TV.
I just want to share his thoughts. I was listening to a newscast where a corporal of police in Jamaica died as a result. I would say, I don't know, I don't have all the facts, but judging from what I'm hearing, it could be negligence on behalf of the hospital, where he got injured, he got shot 5 times, and he was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital. And instead of being dealt with as an emergency case, he was made to answer questions that were, I'm sure, relevant, but not critical at the time. And as a result, time passed, time lapsed, ended in his demise. And I'm just a little bit frustrated, right? Frustrated with Jamaica. We're a third world country, and it's like the government just kind of maintained that status when there's so much more that can be done. There's so much more that can be done, but we refuse to do it. Now, let's talk about the hospitals in Jamaica. I've never heard of a member of parliament being admitted into a hospital in Jamaica. I've never heard of, or any of the public hospitals, I should say, in Jamaica. I've never heard of a situation where members of parliament have had to be operated on in the hospitals, the local hospitals, or the public hospitals in Jamaica. Now, it might have happened and I don't know about it, but here's my thing. And this is just deductive logic, so it's not a fact, hard fact. Inspiration is telling me that when a member of parliament gets ill, they can fly out and go overseas or go to another country to get treated. Because there's no way the hospitals in Jamaica could be in the deplorable conditions that they are, or the standard of care is so minimal, and they're okay with it. There's no way. So, I want y'all to look into this and think about what I'm saying. I had the opportunity of going to the Spanish Town Hospital the other day, and this is when I realized I've known and I've expressed time and time again that poverty is a crime. But when I walk into a hospital, and this is the Spanish Town Hospital, and I see the need, the lack of, it just blows my mind. Like, if your society is not healthy, how can they be productive? I go into these hospitals and there's not even beds. I see people lying on the floor. I see people on chairs. A family member of mine was in a hospital in Montego Bay a few years ago, and he spent 3 days on a freaking chair. And he had a crisis situation.
Birth. Jamila Maitland has her story.
Shaken and disheveled, Christine Campbell desperately weeps. In between short, labored breaths, she explained taking her 14-year-old daughter, Anna-Shee Campbell, to the Spanish Town Hospital for antenatal clinic on December 9. She was 9 months pregnant. During the visit, the nurses realized she was having labor-like pains. She was admitted to the hospital.
She just shake.
But Miss Campbell explains feeling uneasy while there. The junior doctors had gone on strike. The healthcare workers that were around were busy. So she asked for a referral.
I said, please, me I beg on a refer. Then the doctor they on strike, it no make no sense, cause anywhere we go, there is no doctor.
After learning that Anna may not be able to deliver the child naturally, they signed all the paperwork for a C-section. The hospital called Miss Campbell in the early morning of September 10. Anna had given birth naturally, and there were some complications.
I'm say, but why put a 14-year-old through such a very, very long hard labor? Her body is tiny. She cannot take it. She was in here before I left.
According to the distraught mom, the hospital didn't have Anna's rare blood type.
I never beg on a transfer, never beg on a fee referral, because they're saying they're looking for blood from KPH. They're waiting for the blood to come from KPH.
Anna died. The family is devastated. The baby's father, a 15-year-old, and his family equally pained.
She was beautiful thing in the world to me. I'm sure God.
As for the baby, he's in the neonatal intensive care unit. He requires a ventilator to breathe. TVJ News reached out to the Spanish Town Hospital. CEO Jacqueline Ellis, while extending her condolences to the family, said an investigation is ongoing. Senior Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Wright James declined to give the specific details. Torn about the circumstances surrounding Anna's death, the family is accused of negligence.
You take up certain type of job by your head, and this is a baby mother having baby. So you're not supposed to talk about you go past strike. If I even two no make one plan no, say two no go and work and we make them look like everybody gone past strike. You could tell up a jubilee say everybody gone past strike. Cause you're there punished down.
The mother is also bemoaning the treatment given to her daughter by some of the healthcare workers.
I say, Anna, I'm a pine pan you. I'm a shit the head off by you. I'm a hold her and then she say, Mommy, me see. I start praying for them. I pray for Anna no more. I say, God, help the doctors and the nurse be present because true she have 14. Them a prayer like a lot of us have 6 as 40, but we don't know your life story and you don't know mine.
Anna was a student at the Queen's High School in St. Andrew, and despite her pregnancy, her parents had prepared all her documents.
We'll go every process just to make sure so she can go back to school. Where school and go back to birth.
And look what I want to be. Look what I want. When the rain fall, the nurses, the doctors, and the workers, them can't get to come out and go to the hospital. Look here. Because the water block up on the road. And it's going for years. It's going for years, people. Look here. And a feeding management. Look here. Because of the accident, look what. Look for the water where they are going on the road. Look what I want to say. And you want to tell me, say, we have an incompetent leadership. Look here, sir. The one hospital. Look here, sir. Look on the entrance. We have an incompetent MP I run for the town. Look at. And it's going on for years. The nurse and the doctor then can't get to come out and go to work. Eh? A pit water. I'm afraid I'm going to do a shit water, you know. I'm about to walk like, I'm walking like to come on to see what I go on. A shit water, you know. We have shit water, not a beer. That's Southeast St. Mary. See, tell me what night it is. We have shit water. I flood the road with the rainwater and the hospital. So if the nurse and doctor then come out, figure out work out of the taxi or whatever, who not drive, then get screwed. Because shit water, you know, see it and the sewage water run by the road. See it here? The sewage water run by the road at the hospital. Because we have an incompetent NP around.
At the Onoto Bay Hospital in St. Mary has been suspended for 1 year. This after he was found guilty of several charges of medical negligence by the Medical Council of Jamaica.
Now, the matter relates to a patient who died while he was treating her, but the victim's sister is alarmed that an autopsy was not a part of the police's investigation.
Kirk Wright reports.
In February 2022, Melanie Gray Cohen attended Dr. Mohammed Khan's office in St. Anne to remove hemorrhoids. Melanie's sister Diane Gray said Melanie agreed with her doctor that the procedure would be done under local anesthesia.
She told the doctor that something
something felt funny in her head. As he gave her the medication, the injections to numb the area, she told him that she felt something funny in her head. Doctor said he thought it was anxiety, so he told her to start taking deep breaths, and then she started having seizures.
Melanie's husband and mother had accompanied her to the doctor's office. Her sister says about 10 minutes later, the husband and the mother were alerted that something was wrong.
Melanie was then transferred to hospital by the doctor in his private car. On arrival, she was pronounced dead. It was later discovered that the procedure, the cutting per se, had not started, and the doctor had only administered anesthesia. The doctor has given verbal accounts of the incident, which he has indicated that he gave her mild sedation. His reports obviously have indicated that he only gave her local anesthesia.
Miss Gray said the manner in which her sister was moved and transported to the hospital was cause for concern.
He moved her from his car, from the facility to the car by sheet. So I argued that was negligent and it put her life at risk. I argued that the supply of oxygen was not consistent because, of course, when she was being moved from the operating room to the car, she was not on oxygen. I argued that he allowed untrained persons to administer care to her because her husband, who is untrained, was asked to use an ambo bag to resuscitate her. He's never been trained. He doesn't know how to operate it. He indicated to me that he was just squeezing. And I am CPR certified, and there is a process. And that process would have obviously compounded her situation if he said that he never took a break.
She says inconsistencies in the doctor's explanation of what happened, both verbal and in writing, prompted her to report the matter to the Medical Council of Jamaica for investigation. As a result of that incident, the Medical Council held a series of hearings and suspended Dr. Mohammed Khan for 1 year.
Charged a man who was pretending to be a doctor at the Spanish Town Hospital with fraud. Andrew Clark was charged on Friday. Jamila Maitland reports.
News of Andrew Clark's alleged illicit activities came to light following a report made by a woman. The woman, whom we'll call Sarah, paid Mr. Clark a large sum of cash to secure a medical visa and other related documents so she could receive treatment overseas. However, there was no visa, nor were there any signs of the man who identified himself as a doctor. Andrew Clark was arrested and charged.
2 counts of obtaining money by false pretense, 2 counts of uttering forged documents, and 2 counts of possession of forged documents.
TVJ News understands that this is not the first time Andrew Clark has been accused of collecting money to secure U.S. visas.
They were interviewing somebody who alerted them to a possible fraudulent transaction. And then it opened a wider investigation. Presently, there are at least 4 complainants, and all of them has to do with some form of fraudulent activities with this same suspect.
TVJ News reached out to Chief Executive Officer of the Spanish Town Hospital, Jacqueline Ellis, but she declined to comment about the issue. However, a highly placed source at the hospital told us that an internal investigation is also ongoing.
It was here that Andrew Clark would come for work daily, pretending to be a doctor at the Spanish Town Hospital in St. Catherine. But according to the police, Mr. Clark is no doctor. Well, what he did was solicit money from vulnerable citizens from the hospital's very own car park, and he was asking them, telling them that he was able to provide a medical visa for them in exchange for money.
Some of what the investigation is revealing now is that persons intentionally wanted to do some transaction outside of the procedures that is required by either the private company or a government agency.
The police could not verify up to news time whether Andrew Clark, who portrayed himself as Dr. Andrew Clark, is a licensed medical practitioner. TVJ News did find 2 social media accounts purporting to be Mr. Clark. His LinkedIn read, Medical Doctor at Spanish Town Hospital. His Facebook said he studied at the University of the West Indies as well as the Latin America School of Medicine in Cuba. Here he is in a video appearing exhausted after a long day of work at the Spanish Town Hospital.
This is my office, and there's about 100 people on the outside already.
He's pictured with patients inside the hospital and is also wearing a hospital badge. Under the law, all doctors must renew their license annually to practice in Jamaica. TVJ News reached out to the Medical Council of Jamaica that grants the license to query Mr. Clark's status, but we did not receive a response up to news time.
This government has moved the health budget from $60 billion in 2016 to $140 billion in 2023. You would ask the Jamaican people, what have we gotten so far for this increase in budget? This government has moved the health budget from $60 billion in 2016 to $140 billion in 2023. You would ask the Jamaican people, what have we gotten so far for this increase in budget?